gonna I was gonna say something embarrassing.
Oh shit! I done broke the interwebs.
Oh, what happened?
We went live. Shit.
That was a problem, huh? There's your problem.
Yeah. Hi, ladies and germs. So, welcome to TNT Podcast number 95.
Yep.
Numbers just keep getting higher and higher.
Yeah. I keep thinking we're going to do something special for 100, but we probably won't.
Yeah. Like, the guys on that show I watch regularly, and they're like, yeah, for episode 100, we'll, like, make out. But they keep getting closer and, like, fuck, we got to do it. So, I apologize for no music this week, folks. I just found out tonight I was going to be hosting, and I am lazy.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Ian's from an undisclosed location.
Yep. You do need to figure out some way, even if you don't like to use that voice meter. I think there's other shit you can use to play shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I used to use that, what was it? I forget. I mean, I still have it installed, but it's like you have to open up a separate window for every kind of connection that you wanted to make.
Mm-hmm.
It was some kind of like audio codec thing, you know?
Mm.
But,
yeah, no, I haven't fucked with any of that. Like I said, I've done, what was it, like 5 of our 95 episodes, so.
Yeah.
I'm sure
at
I
least
try to get to it, but.
At least it adds to your channel. I mean.
Sorry. Polishing off half a can here.
No, we can get into that.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
Soda talk with Frank and Ian. What you drinking on there, Padre?
I'm drinking on. I got a 6-pack of the good old regular Code Red, and then I have a Sprite and some water. I have Baja Blast here, but getting a little bit Baja blasted out.
You getting Baja blasted?
Yeah. They should make that like a different strain of weed, man.
I bet it is.
Yeah, probably.
We get it. You vape.
I wonder when, like, was that always like a thing with like, you know, like the idea like people who are like Jamaican or like into the Jamaican culture or like always try to get high, you know?
I don't know. Rastafarians do it for the religion, I guess. I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm Catholic/Baptist. We just suffer.
There's like a lot of like different cultures though that had some kind of like, you know, like some kind of pipe that they were smoking on back in the day, like the Native Americans and all that stuff. It's like everybody did some crazy shit, you know. Peyote.
Well, you know, you walked around the desert.
Do a spiritual journey.
What else you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm sure people really thought that like it opened up doorways to different dimensions or something, you know?
Right. Have you ever seen The Last Temptation of Christ?
No.
It's based off a book that came out in the 50s, and it's got Jesus is. I'm fucking drawing a blank. It's now it's gonna bother me. Talk amongst yourselves. Hi, internet. This is
hi, internet. What else do you got? You obviously got the Mountain Dew Ice.
Wonderful is Jesus.
Oh, okay.
That's who I was thinking of.
Jesus.
But no, like when he sees John the Baptist, he's what you would imagine an actual Baptist would have been like. Like, every adaptation I had seen as a white Christian, he was always like, the looked like the ghost of Christmas Present. He was like a big fat dude in a robe. No, this is some crazy man in a diaper with crazy hair going, and he would dunk your ass underwater, and that made him a Baptist. So,
yeah.
But
would you ever do that shit where you're like, I don't know, for like charity or something, where you'd be like one of those people that will get like sit up on a thing and somebody tries to throw a baseball and then they hit the target, you get dunked or
dunk
whatever?
Tank?
Yeah.
No, I'll just give them
no. You're like, I'll just get money.
Yeah, I'll be like, here you go, man. Whatever you were gonna pay to toss the fucking ball at my ass, no.
So it's just, even if it's just water, nothing like crazy gross.
No, not even. It doesn't have to be ice water, just regular water. It could be like tepid. Like,
even if it's like a nice like hot tub or something, huh?
Why would someone want to throw me in a hot tub, Ian? That's kind of dumb.
I don't know.
You so dumb.
Well,
anyway,
I guess people just like to do it just to surprise them, because it's like you don't expect to be falling like 5 feet,
Well, like a guy at my work and I were talking about. I kind of got the. You remember Doug Stanhope in his comedy stand-up? He did about like the people who donate to the charities for doing a Sunday fun run. They're just doing it because they want attention. If you really wanted to just help the fucking charity, you'd write a check. You don't fucking. It's about me. I'm gonna run so many kilos, and no, just cut a fucking check. It's not about you. It's about kids with cancer. And I'm like, yeah. What? Like, I went to Tim Hortons. Want to donate $2 to send kids to camp? No, we give you a bracelet. The bracelet probably costs $2. Why don't you just give the fucking kids the $2?
Yeah.
I don't need a shitty bracelet.
I want your money.
I don't understand it. Anyway.
Well, I think some of those is just like the whole raise awareness and stuff,
Sure.
It's like it's just like a feel good thing, I mean,
just do like PETA did and have Sarah McLachlan playing over sad puppies, like have them cry, have it playing over like sad bald people, and you'd be like, okay, here's my fucking money. Make the shit go away from my TV. Oh my god. So anyway, but
speaking of puppies, hey, I have Zoe here. Zoe, come here.
Is she the black one?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to remember it. It's been a while since I've seen your parents' dogs.
Yeah. Aw.
What kind is she?
She's a black lab.
Aw.
Aw. Yeah, I just found out. I just seen today that they have our former dog Bella's ashes on the fireplace here in the living room. Yeah,
for those listening, Ian and I have talked about it off air, but I haven't felt comfortable discussing on the show. We had a Jack Russell that we had to say goodbye to recently, and we have her ashes. So
yeah,
but so now it's just the two schnauzers, a miniature and a giant.
Yeah, they're she's definitely a lot younger. She's getting fatter though.
Uh-oh. Is that on purpose? Are they overfeeding her?
I don't know. I think like black labs and stuff, I think they will like there's that in like different types of dogs, I guess, that they'll eat more until they like get sick.
Yeah. Our dog, like our big one, his weight fluctuates. We were like, I felt like I was starving him, so I gave him more food, and he went to the vet and he's overweight. But the vet's like, well, how much do you feed him? So my wife told him, and he's like, well, you should actually be eating more than that. Well, So are we still underfeeding him and he's overweight? I don't know. So we're working on it. I mean, he's not morbidly obese or nothing. He's 115 pounds. He's supposed to be 90. Last time I checked, he was fucking 90. So I don't know where it's going. It's not like he's got a big gut hanging down like I've got.
Right.
And I've lost weight. It's just sitting down. I look chubby.
Well, it's like whenever you're like, especially if you like crouch and stuff, that like puts all your stuff into the one place, you know?
Well, at work, I told you I wear scrubs. That's all I'm going to say. And I got a set out Monday. I usually get like XXX, XX. I grabbed a large pair. I put them on. I could wear large scrubs. Okay, cool. Then I sit down to get in my car. Good thing I don't sit at a desk in these. Standing up, I look fine. Can't, nope.
Well, it's like sometimes it's like your different people are like they have undistributed weight or whatever, so it's like they would be in like a normal size if it wasn't for like a certain section, you know, like having like a giant gut, but like everything else is like skinny. It's kind of like how, it's kind of like how I remember somebody made a comment on one of LAB's video or his live stream or something where they're like, how come you're fat and thin at the same time?
Whoa. Could.
But he's trying to get swollen.
I'm swole.
You're swole. But anyways, what have you been up to, man?
Mostly work. I told you we bought a AC unit, but my wife and I have not been home together at the same time with enough daylight to put it in when it hasn't been raining. And it's a two-man job because one has to screw it into the windowsill while the other holds it to keep it from falling off the second story. So I'm not tackling that by myself. We got to have two of us do it. But I also ordered my wife ordered a new modem router because the one we have, even if it's just one person watching 1080p television with a wired connection with power line adapters, it still drops off and disconnects. Yeah, and like sometimes the modem will just reboot because the Wi-Fi disappears for a couple minutes. So we're like, well, let's go ahead and get another. So we got another router coming, but it's not going to be here till Saturday because, of course, it's come through the fucking post office. I've been in receiving for a long time. Fucking hate the post office. So
what's your order of carriers?
You mean best to worst?
People say UPS is better than FedEx. Yeah.
No. Well, FedEx is technically two different companies. A lot of people don't realize that. FedEx Air is different from Ground. The Ground used to be another service, and they got bought out. But a lot of their drivers are the same. So the same that used to be, like for the old company. So they're granted, you could still look up their stuff online for tracking numbers and shit, but they're totally separate companies. So it's two different companies. Not counting freight. And then UPS, I don't know. Either one is okay as long as they don't give it to the fucking post office in between. And then DHL is just retarded.
Yeah, the post office, that's for like, they do the local part of it, right?
Well, like if you order something from China, it'll come to your fucking house from the post office. If you have something coming from UPS, sometimes it'll come to your house. Same with FedEx, though. Sometimes it'll go straight to the post office. It'll be like, all right, I got a tracking number. I'm good. And delivered to post office for final delivery. I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm blocks from, I can walk to it in like there and back in 5 minutes. And I'm like, hey, I got a package. Oh, you're going to come around after we close. Why? I get it if the guy was driving around with it on his truck, because I like I said, I do shipping and receiving. I understand if the guy delivers it and it's on his truck, he's not going to have it for me to pick up. But they leave a note saying, "Oh, our carrier will deliver it tomorrow." My wife has chased the guy down. "Oh, I don't have it. It's back at the fucking post office." Why didn't you just leave a note saying pick it up at the post office?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they could all fucking lose their job. I wouldn't care. If you're not good at your job, you shouldn't have it. I'm not for privatizing everything. Like when they say let's privatize prisons, no, don't do that. Let's privatize police.
And then that's making a profit of people being in there.
Yeah. See, no, I don't. But yes, FedEx and UPS, and to some point in other countries, DHL is better. In the U.S., they're not worth the fuck.
Yeah.
The guys they hire are like, well, some of the guys I went to high school with, and they weren't the brightest of the bright then. And then the guys that I didn't know personally that deliver now, they're retarded too.
Right. Well, is that why really then, like the Amazon, like the 2-day shipping, that really is a sweet spot? Because if you really, it's not really worth it if you pay for any like faster, because it's like the faster service you try to get, it's like the less guaranteed it is, isn't it?
Well, I mean, the Prime program is awesome because it has all those perks. But but the 2-day shipping is actually like, it sounds great, but they've actually kind of dropped back on it, like not officially, but in our experience, when we order stuff that's Prime, even we make sure that we buy it straight from Amazon, not some third-party seller, and it'll say Prime shipped. Okay, it won't ship for 2-3 fucking days, and then by the time they ship it, it takes 2 days. Well, it took a week already. What's the point of getting it Prime?
Yeah, or it's like, what's worth paying $50 for like 1-day shipping when a lot of times that people have had problems getting it, like a couple of days later or something.
What was that story? I had
a lady
who bought toilet paper and it cost her like $3,000 or some shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
But no, they've lately, everything my wife gets through Amazon that has been Prime the last month, I guess, every order she's got has come through the fucking post office. So there's the first problem. Fuck you, Donald Trump. The post office is giving Amazon up. No, they're fucking everything up. Bezos should just have dudes driving trucks with a fucking big smiley face on the side for fucking Amazon. He can give it to Brown. Brown actually, and from what I've seen, handles the majority of the Amazon packages, unless they're really small, and then they go to the post office and back to square one. So anyway, would you?
What
like
I want to know is what if you buy some toilet paper that's shit, is it like always wiping itself then?
No, you're buying John Wayne toilet paper. Tough as hell and don't take shit off of nobody. Okay. So what have you been up to, Ian?
Not a whole lot. Just I was hanging out with my friend this week for a couple of days and with our kids,
Ugh. Sorry.
Well, have you
your friend?
It's a complicated friend.
Oh, it's complicated. That's a status on Facebook.
Yeah, it's like real complicated.
Wow, what headphones are those? Those cans look huge.
Oh, these are my Pioneer Bluetooth headphones. I was trying to get them to pair with my tablet, but it wouldn't pair for some reason. It pairs just fine with my phone. I play music on them all the time, and they're pretty nice for that. So I tried this. It's a 4-pole cord that I bought online. That has like it's supposed to have the microphone and stuff in it. So I'm not sure. Like it's weird because it came in like each channel in like a separate cord. Does that help the audio? I always wondered about that.
Well, it makes it flatter, so it probably is neater, and then it keeps it separated because otherwise it might get twisted. They probably want to isolate and insulate as best they can. So
Well, it doesn't.
Go ahead.
It has to have its own ground then in each thing because the left and right, and then the microphone. So I'm sure there's like usually when I like try to cut them and see them, a lot of times it's like a thinner ground wire for each one.
If it's a microphone, you said 4-pole.
Yeah, you're supposed to have, there's 4 wires usually. There's the left, right, and microphone, and then the ground.
Right.
But there's only in this there's just 3. So but it's a 4-pole. So I don't know where the ground is. I'm assuming that they, like I said, usually I've seen it where the ground wires in like each of them. So I don't know. I've seen tutorials where people, when they're trying to make their own cords, where they would take like these kind of cords and like join the 2 separate ground wires together or something.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because it might be a shared ground for both.
Yeah. But I guess it's supposed to help the audio quality if you have if you make the thicker, doesn't usually thicker wires help it a little bit?
It can. I mean, you got more, room to flow juice. That's why coax is better than, other forms of cable. But
yeah, it's like a hose, right?
Yeah. I mean, for the whole audiophile thing, there's whole, guys that just you've seen them drop thousands of dollars on just fucking power cables before you even get into the shit that's attached to the thing that goes to your ears. So,
yeah. Well, I wonder how many audiophiles, because it's like at that point, I bet you a lot of them try to do their own, tinker with their own shit because it's like they're just not happy with anything,
I mean, a lot of the ones that I see on YouTube and stuff are the rich guys, or like that guy that we were looking at on the battle stations last week who had a fucking Marantz in his room and in his living room. Yeah, $1,500 just for one component. But I can't say anything. My fucking amp's worth $700. So, and it's just for audio. It doesn't have a mic anywhere on it.
What kind of amp did you have again?
I have a Audio GD.
Oh, okay.
It's a Chinese company.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, what do you think? How expensive are those shit stacks?
Well, it depends on which model you get, because they got the newest one is if you're getting I always get confused, the Magni and the Modi or Modi.
The Modi. Aren't those like the silver color ones?
They're most of shit is silver or black.
Okay.
You'll get you can either get the 2 or the Uber edition, or the latest one is the 3. The 3, they say, is basically powerful enough to handle everything. I can show you some videos. The guy, one of the main headphone guys I watch, got all 3, like the first edition, second. Or is it second edition, second Uber, and then the 3? I don't know. He took them and was like, okay, I took them off. Here's the board and actually what the components are. And he's like, I noticed this difference. And he actually sticks different headphones in each one to hear the fucking difference. I don't care that much. I just want to make sure it can drive something with heavier drivers require more power to move. That's just a fact.
Yeah. Right.
Like these things, I could use them on my phone, but it would sound like shit. It'd be like a little whisper.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. I don't need thumping bass all the time, but if I have the headphones that do it, why the fuck not? So,
go
ahead.
They like to do they have the things separate. That's why they make them stackable, right? They have the DAC and amp usually separated.
Yeah, the whole idea of an external sound card is to get it away from the electronic noise, and then they're connected by an RCA cable, and to make them cool and take up less space on your desk, they're stackable. But then that's really up to you where you want to put them. I've got
Right.
an amp DAC unit that's just one unit, but it's the size of a fucking VCR.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is there a benefit to having them separate, or?
I mean, you're getting into splitting hairs. I mean, I told you there was a guy who had him put his own electrical pole on his fucking property so he wouldn't be part of their grid, so he would get cleaner power to his shit.
Yeah, right.
I mean, at that point, sure, there might be a benefit, but anytime you're adding a link to it, there's a point of failure if you're looking at it from an engineering standpoint. See, this is also the fucked up part. I have an engineering degree, just enough to know a thing or two to make me think I know something.
Yeah.
I hear that train a coming. It's rolling around the bend.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Ian's on the wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah, I'm from the wrong side of the tracks. I wonder if they do, since they make them stackable, I wonder, besides a DAC and amp, if they make anything else that you can add on top, like maybe a small mixer or something.
Well, they have what they call a decrapifier, which is really just a ground isolator to keep you from getting noise.
Ah, okay.
Because the shit, it's a pun because the way it's spelled. So like decrapifier and all the other stuff's named after Norse gods. So like they have that, and they have not a whole lot of things. Like they have obviously phono amps if you want to run an amp that'll for your phono player. But just DACs, amps, and what was the other fucking thing? Well, damn it! Now I'm gonna have to look. Bobby, damn it, Bobby. Shit. I was considering getting a Jotunheim for a minute, but for the costs, I got what I have cheaper. So, for $400 you can get a Jotunheim, which is their balanced DAC amp is a XLR balanced output, and it's a preamp, so you can run powered monitors through it.
All right. Well, what's like the general prices though? The stacks, are they like along the lines of what you got, or?
Products. Well, you mean what, shit products?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you sorry, I had spit there. If you get a DAC, it depends on what you're wanting to spend, because you can buy a Madi 2 for $100, and then a amp. If you just want a headphone amp, you can get a Magni 3, which is another $100, or you can get the Jotunheim, which is, like I said, it's a dual mono DAC. Well, does that come with the DAC module though? I can't remember, because it used to be $500. Let's see, specs. Yeah, the module here. If you could do a multi-bit, that bumps the price up to $599. Balanced DAC makes it $499, so $500. Or you could do a phono, which is still $499. So that $399 price tag doesn't count the DAC module. So you can get it without a DAC and run a separate DAC, or you can what they call their Bifrost amp, or sorry, not Bifrost, their multi-bit DAC is supposed to be the higher specs, but once you start getting into those ridiculous ranges that only dogs can hear.
Oh, yeah.
I assume. I don't. Let me screen share here. If I get this on this, I can't get. No. Okay. I couldn't see what I was doing. Okay. So this is, like I said, a Jotunheim. It's got dual XLR ins and outs, or RCAs, and has a USB connection.
Yeah, that was another question I had, because, like I was saying, a lot of times you see the separate wires bundled like this is with RCA type things. Why do they usually do that with like the amps and DACs and stuff, instead of just having like the 3.5 or like a larger, like 1/4 inch.
I don't know why. I don't know the difference between RCA and 3.5. I mean, they make adapters to where you can just for like studio monitors. I was looking at, they come with RCA inputs, but then you can put adapters in them and make them something else.
Hey!
Oh shit! What up, dog?
The boss is back.
We thought you were dead.
Okay, I want to put this out there, okay, so the whole world can see it. Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
Fix your fucking iOS app, you sons of bitches. I've tweeted you. I've sent crash reports. You fucking garbage ass app. And your fucking garbage ass bullshit. You need to fucking fix your fucking shit.
Oh, fuck.
Well, you know what the problem, Doug, was your iOS.
Should have got a Mac.
I have a Mac.
Well, why didn't you get on Hangouts on the Mac?
Should have gotten a Windows phone.
Because what you're looking at here is the phase 2 of me setting up my office, and phase 2 didn't include setting up the computer until I felt it was ready. So yeah. Hold on here. Sorry.
Your room is like Frank's there. You can't. It's dark.
That's because this actual office is an attic, which doesn't have a specific hooked up light. Well, right now it's light from TV and light from small light up there. So, so yeah, it's still a fucking mess behind me, but phase 3 soon, beginning soon.
Gotcha. Well, good to have you back, dog.
Yeah, man. I know the couple times I was trying to get you on, you're like, it's like the Googles is being Hangouts is being a bitch.
Oh no, it's upgraded to being a fucking bitch now. Oh yeah.
What? Well, I mean, did you try like one of your older Windows computers or like an Android? I mean, there's other OSs to test that shit on.
There is no Windows computer I have that's new enough to support. Even beyond that, the only Android thing I have in my house currently is something that I use just for small busy work, and it's so old, everything would be super choppy. I wouldn't even be streaming to get anything close to high definitions. It would have been me going.
Gotcha.
Hey, I was running the show for a while on an XP machine.
Because XP is better than 7. And 8 and 10.
Excuse me, damn. Ian, did you not email me anything for this week? Because I thought you did, but I was looking at it and realized it was old.
I did. There should be one in there about the news articles start off with check out the semi-closed loop liquid nitrogen cooler.
Derp.
Derpy.
I could try writing a brand new email if you want.
Well, hold on. Because everything I've got, it looks like it's all links that I've already clicked. Because I replied and then I was like, oh, that's old. Well, anyway, Doug, how are you doing, sir?
Not too bad.
Are you getting swole tonight?
Right after I leave off of you guys, which will probably be around 1, assuming we go that long.
Are you new?
Well, we started late tonight, so yeah, probably.
But yeah, it's shoulders and abs night.
Mm.
Not leg day, huh?
Leg day is not until shit. I might do some legs tomorrow, possibly.
Now, what? Why do you? Is that like a standard where you do just like the different groups? Is there like any benefit to doing the two together? Because you would think you would want to do like abs and like a chest or something closer together.
Well,
or is it better to keep them like farther away parts of the body?
When you start thinking about it, you generally want to do the body parts that complement each other. Like in the case of like most people will do chest day and triceps because when you're working chest, you're working triceps a lot, and they'll do back and bis because when you're doing certain back exercises, you have to use the biceps as a secondary. So 9 times out of 10, you're going to find people who either will group it like that. They will do shoulders and abs because a lot of times when you're doing certain shoulder workouts, you have to engage your core. Things like that is what you're going to generally run into. But some people, like I just switched over to this program. The program I was doing before was literally one body part a day. So like there's so many different styles. There are people who just do upper body one day and lower body another. It just happens. Some people do heavy light days. You run into so many different programs. It's insane.
Well, Ian, first, did you want to do some setups, sir?
Yeah. Did you find the email?
No.
I'm refreshing my email, and I has nothing.
Did you check your junk?
You can check my junk.
Nope.
Okay.
While we're waiting,
I sent it.
then while we're waiting, let's see what your battle stations are.
Well, there's Ian's email. Here we go.
That was convenient.
All right. Hold on.
I should have a liquid loop in one of the news articles.
What is your theme for tonight, Mr. Ian?
Well, I looked through and it looked like some interesting average battle station setup. So I figured we go through and like don't try to pick apart like too much. Like this is you're trying to look for like really high quality shit. Just try to look for how we should like they could improve it to because like I think some guys thought it was like almost trying to get into the battle stations.
Yeah, a lot of guys are like, oh, those guys are a bunch of elitist pricks, and it's like, well, yes and no. But
yeah, it's like not battle station worthy yet, but trying to be.
I mean,
more like biddy station.
It's about seeing, what they can do and how to improve. Mine's not, ready for prime time yet either, so I can't say much. But anyway, this first station here got a Dell monitor, Corsair mouse. What kind of keyboard is that?
It's a Swall keyboard.
Advent. Never heard of it. And he's got a carpet rolled up there. I mean, other than the fact that his coats are kind of in the way, it's like, I mean, really, you work with what you got. That would get.
Is that like in a closet?
I can't tell. I think maybe some guys are like, look at my closet setup.
Closet or closeted?
Someone says, why is it right in front of the door? Only place in the house for it. Nobody uses the front door anyway. Oh no.
Oh.
I mean, it's interesting when the window right there has paint over the glass. it's an area they don't give a shit about. They just said, "Here, man, and I can put a computer in there." Which, I mean, the desk is nice. It looks clean. You know, if I was like, 18 and had my first place, and someone gave me this, I'd be like, "Oh man, dope."
I can understand that.
I'd find a new place to hang up my coats, and I'd sit down and game my ass off. So, it's alright.
It's alright.
I mean, it could use, a couple little things to make it stand out and be, show his personality. Not, hey, I got a room and I put my computer in there. It's not an area to make his, and they're working with what they got. So
yeah, that's all you can really do in life,
Now this one, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
See, someone's desktop is invisible, so I'm an average boy. No, the rule of battle stations is you must show your tower. This guy didn't show his tower, so they said, no, you got. All he had to do was include a picture of the fucking thing. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be in the room.
What if he's one of those jackholes who I installed my computer underneath the desk?
Brutal. Can't post on battle stations because no tower. Can't get karma on average battle stations because too high. Someone said, try PC Master Race.
It's working off his phone.
I mean, wow. I used to have one of those sand things he's got up there on the top shelf. Like sand art. You flip it, and all the sand falls down to the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but look, Doug. He's got a fish tank right next to his shit.
Oh fuck, man!
No one knows where the fuck the tower is. So the fucking tower could be on the other side. The fucking tower could be underneath his ass because apparently he needs to fucking feel like he's in hell, not being able to find a fucking tower.
It's like, okay, I got to restart. Oh, I got to go to the next room.
Oh shit!
There was a dude.
Frank, you got to tell Doug though about that one time because we were talking about him. I think, what did you spill a drink on your keyboard or something?
No. I was pouring a drink in my cup, and it was when it was coming up, the fizz spilled over onto the mouse, which was next to the coaster.
Oh yeah, it was a fizz.
Yeah, it made it just speckle on it, but I wiped it off. I cleaned that shit. So I'll go ahead and give this dude a thumbs up. I'll give this guy one too. Now, I mean, this guy is basically the first guy was like, hey, I got a computer. Second guy's like, hey, I got my own room and I stuck a computer in it now. It's like, he could be that guy if he just had his own place instead of somebody else's house. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, boy. Okay, so he's got the Razer headphones. He's got, looks like TVs for monitors, because that bezel, though. Stop using the TV as a monitor. Replace it with a proper monitor. Shut up, datamonger. I mean, it...
Okay, maximize this.
Maximize.
Zoom and ads.
Okay.
Hey, guys, look at the wad of paper I have sitting next to my shit.
Okay. Let's see what the okay. The fucking hell, man.
You don't think this setup is swole, Doug?
Them bezels are swole.
Okay, I could get with
Or are they just soft?
bezels. I mean, my 32-inch, which is what I'm using right now, on my Mac, is my desktop monitor.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never actually docked points for someone using a TV as their monitor.
Oh, good. I got a TV.
However, what the fuck is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, number one, don't put your fucking headphones on the fucking keyboard, you fucking invalid.
Fuck.
Number two, what is going on with the middle TV?
More space, dog. More screens, pixels.
Well, honestly, I'd rather have them on the keyboard, I guess, than like a lot of people do, right, Frank? That they put them on their monitor.
Yeah, and then
Whatever.
like the oils from your head get on the monitor and fuck it up.
Yeah.
But then you see like the main monitor, it's either really blown out or the one in the middle is washed out because it's supposed to be the same picture, but they're totally different, like temperatures there. It's not.
Yeah, it's like one's like really orange and the other are like white and the other is blue.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like you're going from one side of the heat temperature to the other, you know.
Right. I like the how the mouse matches the keyboard though. I do gotta give him that.
Yeah, he does.
Is he going with like an orange theme or something?
Well, because it's kind of red and then the headphones are orange, and I don't know. I don't know.
Mouse pad looks a little orangish.
And then like his RGB in the back, I don't know why he's pulling green out. That has nothing to do with anything else.
That's what his mom got him for his birthday.
Yeah.
Well, it would look better if it was like going across all the monitors, but I like the like the contrast of the green with the orange, I guess.
Because you like Christmas. Fuck Christmas.
Well, I said green and orange. That's like Halloween.
You got that red tint in there too. Red, green, and orange is fucking Christmas. Get with the fucking program. We're going with the Bjorja.
So this one's obviously number one.
No, it's not.
Out of these three, this one's number one.
No, it's not.
This guy's number two.
No, it's not. That's number one.
This guy's number three.
Yeah, damn right, it's number three.
And I'm not giving an upvote because he has this shit laying out there. This got his jizz rag on his desk there. It's kind of gross. So, what's your rating, Ian?
I like this one the best actually. I would go 3, 2, 1.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I just like the more monitors and then the RGB and the headphones are nice.
Dude, if you want, more monitors doesn't always equal better monitors. I go to the Goodwill right now and get 6 monitors.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
VGA, but and have a chin yeah. But no, this guy.
I like this. The second one is nice because it's like really clean, right?
Right. Now, Doug, if this had been an iMac, you'd have had a boner for it.
No.
Boner.
Nope. Negative.
So you like this one the best, Doug?
Yes.
You like the closet PC?
Between all three of these, sometimes simplicity is the best one. So simplicity wins out in the end.
Well,
the second one is really simple. I thought it was like really clean.
It's minimal.
Overdone. It's overdone. The moment you put
it's over minimal.
Disqualify this. The moment you put a fucking fish tank above your PC, and number 2, the moment you put the PC, God knows fucking where, you're done. You're finished. Thank you for playing our game. You have officially overthought the process.
Well,
Doug's like, I like the first one because it's minimal, and I don't like that one because it's over minimal.
So so Ian's favorite has 9 upvotes. So it's Troxy doesn't have enough. Minimalist has 143. So Faller Blades is probably going to win because Trap Builder 2 only has 25.
Yeah, we're all divided on this one, but it looks like Frank's won then because that's what the internet said.
The internet said, "Nah, man, swole.
This one's swole,
soft,
swolesy,
soft."
Just.
Oh, your shirt's missing an R there, Doug.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I meant to ask Doug since he hasn't been on the show what his thoughts were on what was that one wrestler whose wife was a wrestler and they actually got in a fight, like a physical fight or whatever a while ago.
Huh?
I forget the wrestler's name. What wrestler do you know where the wife is a female wrestler, like actively in the wrestling shit?
There's a few.
And they actually got in like a fight or some kind of domestic dispute, you know?
There was one about 6 months ago that had Rich Swann and his girlfriend.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on that one?
Don't be fucking stupid.
Don't be fucking
Pretty
stupid.
simple, I mean.
Okay, well,
What happened? Just like it's cleared up.
Yeah, it's cleared up. Charges were dropped. They're still together.
oh,
But I mean, what was the whole thing about though? Like,
I don't know.
was he just drunk or something?
I don't think he was drunk. They just got into some sort of an issue, and
Did the media just overblow it?
I don't think the media overblew it. I think there was actually something there. Yeah,
Okay.
but she declined to press charges, and that was that. What the fuck is that?
hold on.
Yeah, what's your theme, Frank?
My theme is these are the fucking battle stations you get. So,
Are you going with an 80s triangle theme?
well, this guy, I mean, he found a wallpaper with some neon on it, and then he kind of matched the colors to his RGB.
RGBs.
Apparently, he's in the Matrix.
They're in the computer?
You got to get these files out of the computer.
So this was just the first one. I was like, man, I like that one. That's you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I included it. Now, the other ones are
That one's colorful too.
kind of.
It's kind of colorful.
Oh, good. I got a gallery to show you here.
Huh?
What in the fuck is with the fucking anime?
Yay! What's wrong with like an anime? Huh?
Fucking senpai station over here.
Fucking weeb. Anyway,
Oh, you don't get into the soap opera stuff, Doug?
look at this one.
Soap opera anime.
Ian, look at the actual rig. Look at
Oh,
that
that's
shit.
pretty.
Look at that shit.
That's pretty crazy, man.
It's cray.
It's cray.
It's like something out of Willy Wonka, you know. I mean,
Niantic mouse, Zowie mouse. It looks like. This is what their setup looked like before. It was messy as fuck. And then they cleaned the shit. Then they cleaned up. As you can see, they organized their ramen noodles. They got Sennheiser headphones, so I can't hate. It looks like they got a kind of a laptop. Is that? I can't even tell.
it's a computer that you put on your lap.
Hold on, maximize that real quick.
Whoop.
It was maximized.
Yeah, I'm on Imager. This is as good as it's gonna get.
Let's see. That is probably. Oh, that's a. That's one of those Bootios knockoffs type of fucking things. That's
Bootios.
Oh, what the fuck is that? Because Linus just did a video on that maybe a month or two ago. That's actually a pretty powerful little Windows PC for the price. That thing only runs like $300-$400, and it's actually pretty nice for the price.
I mean, really, everything they got here is kind of dope. They got my webcam. They got nice white monitors. I can't front on those monitors.
No, but besides the actual senpai theme here.
I mean, for one, I like the colors. And I mean,
Wait. What the fuck is on the right-hand side?
a mess.
Okay, then.
I mean,
That's where he moved all of his ramen shit.
right.
Oh.
They're like, I guess this was in the middle of cleaning, and then, you got afterwards. I don't.
Yeah, we've learned on the show there's a reason why people only take like one angle of shit.
Right. I mean, at least this person's like, no, it's not clean all the time, but you fucking clean it up, and this is what you can have. Look, 4 mice and a bungee. I mean,
yeah, like I have to have my shit clean around like my monitor and stuff. Like I was never one of those people that could have like all those stickies all over the like the bezels of the monitor.
actually, now that I look at this, it might be a Windows device normally, but it's running Arch Linux there.
You can get those running Linux.
I'm saying though, shit.
Yeah. Hey,
should have gotten a Linux
manufacturer running Linux standard. That's not surprising.
This is I think it's it gives me a little more respect for him.
Well, besides
so it's like that kind of Linux sucks. Next.
Oh yeah, here's their keyboard. Got their waifu on it.
Oh, there's a reason why that keyboard's white.
Oh, Doug.
Are those like key stickers or something on there?
No, it's custom from WASD keyboards. They could make an image and then they're printed on the keycaps.
Funny you should say the word sticker.
Oh, and it's Astolfo, so that's a dude actually. He's
Told
a trap.
you.
He's a trap. It's a trap. You know, no hate, whatever.
Doug's trying to get his trap swole.
So this is the third one here. I gotta open this album up here again. So I like the colors. You got the Trident Z.
What am I looking at?
This is the loop. Here's one that would be flagged for need clearer pictures.
Yeah, too dark.
Well, hold on, let me see. Do they have one with the fucking lights on? Oh, here's the loop. Here it is with when they just bent the tubes for the loop. Can you see what I'm showing you?
Yes.
Okay. So liquid cooled CPU and GPU pump right there in front of the radiator, triple fans.
Pump. Ow.
Going to pump you up. Can't quite tell what case it is from this picture. Let me go over here. Oh yeah, it's a Leon Lee, I believe. It's got I think this panel here is aluminum and there's a glass, I think a glass piece in front of here. Let me go back to the...
Did you guys see the Linus's review of like the $10,000 computer case or whatever?
No.
I believe it's that.
It was like a really expensive computer case. Just the case.
$10,000. Yeah, that's pretty expensive. So here's another picture that's set up with more lights on in.
Oh, there we go. Now I can see what the fuck is going on.
I think those are like Logitech speakers, and he's got one of those keypads for like the left side, I guess, macros.
Yeah, I've decided like until I get some fucking, like monitors and shit, I'm just not even gonna bother with speakers. Just use the monitor,
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, that's what you were doing, right?
I'm doing it, yeah, when I don't have my headphones in.
Yeah, well, that's all you really just use the headphones.
Right. I mean, if I don't feel like wearing them, the TV works fine. It's a fucking TV. I'm a foot away from it.
Yeah.
I like these lights. I can't remember if these are thermal take. Let me look at it. 1080 FE.
Lights from computerlight.com.
Intake fans. Look like they're thermal take. Lots of tubing, lots of lights.
Dude.
I mean, I like the vapor wavy look, the pink and the blue and the purples. Looks cool, man. What kind of headphones are these again? Are they SteelSeries? I think they're SteelSeries. You can't hardly see them. But yeah, I was liking this one most when I selected it. That's why I did it last. But I don't know.
I have to ask Doug. Doug, if you were to like, if you had like any kind of like a budget to do any kind of computer that you wanted, like a like a PC type of thing, what kind of style would you go for? Would you have like a window on it and show off all that stuff, but RGB in there?
I'm not really an RGB fan. I'm not that kind of guy.
Would you have a window though, showing everything off, or would you just have it?
Look at them goodies.
Yeah, I'd have a window. I actually have my eye on, like, I'm actually a really big fan of like the Omen PCs that HP had.
Oh, okay.
That and Alienware had this super fucking dope ass case.
Dope ass.
Awesome. But I couldn't afford it.
Yeah, because you do want to have some kind of like gaming PC or server or something, right?
Yeah, well, like I've already got all my actual case parts. It's going to be just a standard black case server, but
yeah,
can't really complain too much, especially when it's free.
Right.
FREE, that's bills free.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that my first one is probably my third favorite. The last one I did with all the custom bins is probably my second favorite. I think the Weeb Station might be my favorite.
Oh man, I got to go 3-1-2 is from my favorite to the least favorite.
So you like the loop, and then you like this one, and then well,
yeah, fucking Weeb.
That's okay.
Nope. You ready for this?
You all ready for this?
2, 3, 1.
Oh really?
Just in the fact that, I mean, even though it's fucking Hentai Station, Hentai Senpai. There you go. That's the new name of it, Hentai Senpai. It's actually a really clean station that, the only thing that he almost gets 100% docked for is the fact that fucking Mountain Dew there on the fucking left-hand side.
That's a full throttle, dog.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
Mountain D's nuts, okay?
You get done looking at the hentai porn, you can go eat ramen noodles. This one's got it all sorted out, man.
Yeah. Except for a little cup.
This one, you trip over the, like, man, look at these lights, and you get up and you trip because it's dark. And then this one, I can't hate on this guy because he's got those plastic speakers, but he doesn't have a picture of the sub on the desk. Everybody else puts the fucking sub on the desk. And I'm like, it goes on the floor. So he doesn't have that, so I can't hate on him.
Yeah.
So now the internets gave him 113 upvotes. Hentai Dude got 29.
What?
And your custom loop got 86.
So nobody won.
Dan Barr won because he had the most upvotes.
I'm even though if it was my least favorite one, I'm pretty surprised on the the hentai shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I would think that they would. Everybody, I figured that they would win.
Well, the battle stations, like they say, low key hates weeb shit, which is true, but whatever, fuck them. I think it's dope.
Well, for me, like it gets points for being extremely organized, nice and well done. He doesn't try to super clog everything with these huge ass fucking speakers or going with the biggest asshole monitor ever. He knows exactly what he wants.
Hey, what's wrong with the big asshole monitor? I'm the asshole with the big monitor.
Yeah, but it's not like you're like toting it out there like, dude, I just got this fucking 42-inch monitor. There's a lot of guys who will just plop a fucking 75-inch ultra wide. Oh yeah, man, just got this off of Taiwan.net. They had sent it straight to my house for $135 shipping.
Shit.
You see what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, it's obvious he doesn't use a secondary screen all the time, so he doesn't have it going. It's an extremely clean setup for what it is.
Right. I'm Jelly.
It's
Frank's Jelly.
Hentai Senpai Station.
That's right. Fap. Okay, now it's time
Okay,
for the
sorry.
news. Don't have music. Dun, dun, dun.
That's your theme.
Shh. Quiet. No, mine is.
Oh yeah.
Fine. So this is yours is.
I don't remember I couldn't do the tone.
What in the fuck?
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Dun 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 dun. Wait, that's ESPN. I don't fucking know.
Hey, you're the musician.
Dun dun dun. You heard it first. Wait, that's MTV.
I forget. Do you play any instruments, Doug?
Just a radio.
I'm learning how to play guitar badly.
Really?
Didn't you? Weren't you in band? I forget.
Yes.
What did you play in band?
Baritone.
Oh. So, okay, first story for the evening. Check out this semi-closed loop liquid nitrogen cooler.
Yeah. Did either of you see the video on that?
I kept hearing about it, and I'm like,
Jay?
no.
I heard about it, and I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Well, so for those of you that don't know, a lot of people use like the liquid nitrogen tanks to, cool their processor for, doing extreme overclocking world records.
Right. I mean, it's very unstable. It isn't practical at all, and highly dangerous.
Right. But basically, the cool thing about this is, they do. You have to keep refilling and do a lot of stuff manually. Whereas this, they had like custom software and stuff to pretty much, like monitor everything and making sure it doesn't get too cold or too high, so that it's all self-maintained,
What I had seen guys do, like stupid cooling, like I think when Linus had the air conditioner hooked up to use as a radiator, basically you have to insulate the living bejesus out of everything. Like those aren't actual hoses you're saying. That's probably like insulation over top of the hoses just to keep the moisture out.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's for like sweat protection and everything.
Yeah, the condensation, what you get is that frost. Just like when you open up your freezer and it, get that little bit of frost on it. Yeah, imagine that all over every fucking thing. So
that's like Doug's nightmare right there, just dripping over everything.
As cool as it is to have a cool running CPU and GPU, when you get it so cold that everything literally freezes, it can affect your speeds.
Yeah. So
who did this? Because I didn't watch the video.
Well, Jay was doing a video on it, but he was... I guess it was other people he was, talking about with it, other people doing world records.
He did an extreme overclocking before, but
he was just participating in it. It was all the other people because he doesn't even know how to do all that shit.
Right. He's like, and what are you doing? Okay, here you go. This is EVGA, I guess. I could tell by the power supply on the board and everything is engineers. So, I mean, it's cool that they're just doing it to see if they can do it. Because, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but, they're crazy. So that's why. It's cool.
And fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's just like race car driving, Yeah, you could drive, 30 miles an hour, or you could, go 200. Because why not, man? Especially if it's not your shit. Who cares?
Right. Yeah, Doug, you'd never get into that crazy cooling stuff like liquid cooling or anything.
No, I find it boring.
Boring.
Well, the whole concept is getting free shit, getting free horsepower, right? You spend all this money to get free.
Don't leave anything on the table, dog. So, the second article you got here, Niantic settles class action lawsuit following last year's disastrous Pokemon Go Fest in Chicago. I forgot all about that fucking thing.
Yeah, so basically they refunded everybody's ticket and other, like other stuff that they had to, pay for, I guess. But there was somebody that was suing them because they were like, you should be paying for my travel costs or whatever. Which I've kind of personally thought that it was a little bit excessive, because it's like they can't pay everybody, because it's like they have to. Yeah, some people are closer than others. You can't just pay everybody.
Right.
Pay out money to everybody. It's just like
you were
just
gonna go
fucking get there.
You were gonna go whether it sucked or not.
Right.
How good did they have to make it worth your time to go out there? You left the house with the intention to go to this fucking thing. You know, even if you're anywhere in North America, if you're going to Chicago, you know what that entails. Unless you're coming from New Zealand to play Pokemon Go, that's your own fucking fault.
Right. Well, it's like one and a half, or it was 1 point something million, and they're going to pay it. I'm like, yeah, so you're just going to give away money.
Right. I mean, the thing that's funny is, like, there's only one guy in all these pictures that isn't obese, and even he's still got his phone out playing. So, I mean...
Well, what's ironic about that is that wasn't the whole purpose of that app. They were like thinking it was going to get people exercise.
Yeah, get guys out and moving around, and it's like... Yeah, they did, but it's people who weren't used to moving around, so... But to qualify, you have to have checked into the festival and the game, and anyone who has expenses that total more than $107 will need to provide receipts. So if you hung on to receipts from last year, you really want that fucking money back, I guess.
Yeah. Well, some of those class action suits that you just have to say, you don't even have to prove it, that you just get money.
I want money. I want my motherfucking money. I'm saying what you fucking do with my motherfucking money.
Isn't that how some of the Sony lawsuits were? You remember, didn't they have some class action lawsuits with the PlayStation or whatever?
And everybody lost.
Did you play Pokemon Go, Doug?
For about 3 months.
Mm.
Did you have any good Pokemon in your backyard?
I found it rather, it started out good. It really did. However, time passed. They changed a lot of things and made it less player friendly. Yep. And now I'm like, you know what? Yeah, fuck that.
Doug wants a Charizard now.
Gotcha.
It was more the fact that it became less fun and they started fucking with shit. And I'm like, you know what? You basically turned into a fun game into now something where it's now pissing me off 90% of the time. So.
Well, I just know it was making people a lot dumber because they would just walk off a cliff, Yeah.
It was just fucking bullshit. I mean, it's what it is. And one thing I will say that the game did do is it actually got people out of the fucking house.
Yeah, that was the purpose. Get you out into the real world.
I met people who were nice and kind, and it was fan-freaking-tastic, It was.
It got you to be more sociable.
Yeah. So, it was fun.
It does remind me, though, like I was saying, people walking off cliffs or going into private property and stuff. It's kind of similar to that Apple thing. What were your thoughts on that Apple stuff where they had to go to the hospital because people at that Apple thing were walking into glass doors and windows and stuff like birds?
Some people are stupid.
Well, those are the people working for Apple then.
Well, not just people working there. People just going there would run into shit. Now, you linked to a TechDirect article. I had a similar article. I'm going to pull up.
What about the Pokemon thing?
No, your next article.
That's right. That was a different one.
Your next article was TechDirt, which we might as well just say a bunch of words.
Well, there was a specific paragraph that you could read there.
Which one?
The one where it says, I think that one that's on the screen where it's like in quotation things.
Initially, when we saw this, we thought it was primarily made for offensive capabilities like routing attacks around the internet. Craig Williams, the senior technology leader and global outreach manager at Talos, told ours. But it appears attackers have completely evolved past that, and now not only does it allow them to do that, but they can manipulate everything going through the compromised device. They can modify your bank account balance so it looks normal, while at the same time they're siphoning off money and potentially PGP keys and things like that. They can manipulate everything going in and out of the device. This article is about the Russian malware for routers, where the government said, "Hey, reboot your router," and we go, "Ha, ha, ha, that's funny." Ha, ha, ha. Well, actually, it's worse than we thought.
Yeah, and they pretty much just described how bad it is. They're saying they could do anything that they want with any kind of traffic going in and out of the device.
Yeah, and like I said, one of the problems was it hits routers and NAS devices because they're just connected to the internet.
Yeah.
So my article, it says infected 500,000 devices is worse than lead on. So I'm like, that's great. So, and it has a list of affected devices. There we go. Is your router affected? Let me look here.
Dun, dun, dun.
I have a Spectrum router. I ran it.
What manufacturer?
They do the UB ones, I guess.
UB Cootie? I don't know.
UB Soft.
UB40?
Red wine. Oh, wait.
Red wine. Be the wine. Did that girl. Right? Isn't that how it goes?
No. It's red wine.
Problem is, the average user is not going to understand what the hell's going on here, and it's made to affect things that are just plugged in and left by to sit around, and eventually they're going to get to our damn echoes and dots and all that shit, and compromise everything. Compromise everything. But by then it'll be too late. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's okay. When they see what's on Frank's computer, they'll just leave.
Oh my god! So, you have this article. I have some more that are relevant to this story here. Fucking Intel. Because see, this headline is just like a regular headline, right? Intel isn't going to be launching a 28-core, 5 gigahertz processor this year after all. You know why they say that? Because when they first teased the whole fucking thing, Intel will launch 28-core, 5 gigahertz CPU by the end of the year. Actually, so this fucking title is fitting. They're not. No,
because they lied. It's really overclocked.
So at Computex this year, Intel released, they teased they had a machine with 28 cores running at 5 gigahertz, and people were like, "Oh shit, I can't wait to buy this." Yeah, well, like you said, first it was overclocked, and second, people should have been disappointed as soon as they saw that thing, because it's not like it was running off, a cooler you could buy at the store.
Yeah, it's just a proof of concept type of thing that you had to have extravagant type of or exotic type of cooling with it.
I mean,
they're just saying, "Hey, if you have all this shit, you could possibly do that."
I mean, if
all the planets align.
If you have a fucking actual industrial air, air conditioner, I mean, it's possible. No one else is going to fucking do it, and they had to overclock it and run this massive cooler on it for themselves to do it. The people that made the fucking thing,
right? They have it going in their lab. I mean,
but the thing is, everyone got like all excited. They're like, "Oh, I can't wait!" And no, I mean, I linked. I'm not going to link it here because it's just a video. Paul's Hardware. When he went to the event, he stopped at the booth where it was running and showed the first actual footage of it at the time. But they confirmed. They're like, oh yeah, it was overclocked, and yeah, some details because it would like HC Series chiller. So it's not like just anybody can do this. You know, they waited till 2 days after to announce, oh, it was actually like a proof of concept.
Yeah, so it is a proof of concept.
You know, it was like, oh, eventually we're gonna, and they're like, no, actually you can't fucking do any of that. We got it's one of these things that no one's ever actually gonna have. But
what kind of crazy motherboard would you have to have too? Because like I'm sure you'd have to buy a whole new one.
Well, here. Whoop! Damn it! Of course, the shit doesn't stay blown up. Listen.
Oh. Is that like a whole new platform?
I don't know what socket it was, but see, here's the so it was a cool idea until they're like, oh yeah, see. Yeah, no. Was it overclocked? Hell yeah, it was overclocked.
Oh, no.
But see, then they got their thunder stolen. Let me see. Do you have any articles about it before I?
No, I don't think I do.
Really? Okay, because the 28 cores possibly no. Yeah. Okay. Well, you're in Threadripper by AMD. Yeah. 32 cores, motherfucker. when Threadripper first launched, they had the 4 dies on the silicon, and basically 2 of them were active and 2 weren't hot. And now,
right, that's what the guy found out when he was delineating it or whatever.
Yeah. I have a video interview with what's his name? Jim Anderson from AMD. He's like, oh yeah, all 4 of them are hot, and it still uses the TR4 socket. So if you're running a Threadripper right now, which at the time it was maxed out to 16 core, if you have a motherboard array that supports it, you update your BIOS and you can put in the new Threadripper chip and be okay. And you know. When the whole Intel thing happened, everyone was like, "Yeah, but it's not running at 5 gigahertz." Neither was that 28 fucking 28.
Well, what was right? What was the Threadripper that you could get now though? Like, are they just disabled or something, or like could you unlock that shit?
No, they have supposedly just 2 dummy cores.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dies, I guess. Yeah. So it's not like they just turn them on. And they're like, in theory, eventually we want to go this way, but they weren't sure. It's got the updated frequencies, just like, you know, Zen 2 and all that different architecture. So,
well, so is this going to technically be the 2950X then? The next generation? Yeah.
Well, they haven't announced the naming scheme because they haven't announced what's staying around, because they said originally when it went from 8 to 16 core, and people mostly bought the 16 core, which why not? If you're already going with the enthusiast grade, why not get the higher end? So they haven't announced which ones they're still going to do side by side. Some are still going to be coming out though, because you know they'll take your money. They don't care.
They want your money.
That's right. Jim basically said, "Is like, you know, we want to make a Ryzen CPU to fit your needs. If you want 8 cores, you know, okay. If you want 32, sure." And it's supposed to be coming in
cores. I want your
quarter
cores.
3. Yeah, quarter 3, which is slated for like August ish. But no pricing has been leaked yet. I'm just this is a good. That basically, they try to one up AMD by saying, "Well, we got 28 cores," and AMD's like, "That's cute. We got 32." So, they're taking away their business. They're in the laptop game, like Linus was saying, and now people are buying them for their workstations. That's cool, man.
I can only imagine, so that would technically be 64 threads then, right?
That's what it says. 32 core, 64 threads.
Yeah, I wonder what your task manager would look like then with all the things expanded out. It'd be crazy.
Linus ran, he did Cinebench, but it was a custom AMD graphic, so you couldn't tell what it was actually doing, but they showed all cores were running.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts, Doug?
Not really. I mean, we were expecting stuff like this. I mean, this entire Core War is going to be going for at least a good couple of years. Intel was fucking stupid for, I call it willfully not disclosing information at Computex.
Mm-hmm.
Intel's already got a faster one. Fucking next.
Intel's like, fuck this shit, man. Fuck this shit.
Well, they thought they were going to, they only got 16. We got 28. And they're like, actually, we got 32 now. What?
Bullshit.
Well, wasn't there there one that was supposed to beat the Threadripper? They had like an 18-core one.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a weird platform.
One of them was like $10,000 too.
Yeah. So.
Facebook lets select companies have special access to user data per report. Every day, more and more, I keep thinking I'm just going to fucking delete Facebook.
Are you going to join the hashtag movement? Hashtag delete Facebook?
No, hashtag I don't give a fuck. I'm going to delete it and then go about my day. Because anymore, I keep finding I find out the longtime friends that I haven't spoken to in years are bigots.
Oh.
You get on and they're like, yeah, that fucking Obama wasn't born here. And oh, shit.
You mean like Roseanne?
Yeah, it's like I grew up going, man, that was awesome, and then, oh no.
What are your thoughts on that shit, Doug? Did you like the Roseanne show?
I've known for a long time she's fucking psycho, so I would like to know that. I didn't fuck around with it.
Well, I told Ian on the last week's show. I listened to a left-wing comedy station that did political humor, but they were, a comedy-based show, and they had her on when she was promoting her tour, and the host happened to go off script and say, "Yeah, what do you think of Obama?" And he wasn't born here, and they're like, "No, ma'am, yes, he was." No, he wasn't. Oh boy. You know your audience that you're talking to, right? After that, I never heard an actual commercial where they actually interviewed her. It was always the DJ talking to a recording, pretending like she was there.
Yep.
So that's why. So
I had another thought though. Like it does kind of suck though, just because of her views. Like the other people that were, like on the cast and writers and stuff, they had to suffer because of it. I mean, they were really excited about it, but I mean, what the heck is ABC supposed to do, though? They can't just continue being affiliated with that, I guess, right?
Hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
Again. Excuse me. Yeah,
you hate to see other people suffer because of shit,
Can't remember who it was. They said, imagine if John Goodman was out of town and then he gets on his laptop and goes, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We're canceled? Shit. Well. But
yeah, they canceled it like right that day as she was like trying to write her apology, wasn't she?
Yeah, but she was retweeting people that supported her. So yeah, Facebook basically says, "Hey, you have user data. Let's give it to everybody." And then the EU says, "You're doing what? well, we're really not gonna. We want you to give us money now. Oh, well, gee, I don't think we should talk about that. So, yeah, fucking Facebook.
Fuck weebs.
Any thoughts there, Doug?
Not really. She's an idiot. Gets what she gets.
All right.
Well,
So
we're talking about Facebook right now, Doug.
Oh, as far as Facebook goes and their continuing information problems, I think this is just going to be a blip on the radar long term.
yeah.
It's just, yeah.
So, AIDS Simulator kicked off Steam as Valve grapples with trolling definition.
Yeah.
I
Did you have another article about this? Because I really didn't get a chance to really read in depth.
Well, I have several articles. I follow this from basically since the last show.
Okay.
Cause see, hold on. See, basically, right after last week's show, I got a couple of news articles came up in my feed about. I don't know if we discussed it on the show or not, but Steam has getting rid of games that have sexual content, and a lot of graphic novel or visual novel games or whatever they're called would have anime girls with big boobs, and basically the gameplay would be you would play Candy Crush with a picture of a chick in a bikini, and the more answers you got right or whatever the hell it was, the more naked they got. And sometimes the developers would have a special code where you could enter it, and your game that you bought that was family friendly on Steam now has X-rated content, and they'd been doing that for years. And basically, they were cracking down on it for a while. They were banning and getting rid of some games, and then this one article I got from The Verge, their pornography rules may hurt small game creators the most, because that's people who did this shit, one-man studios that were making visual novels and shit like that. They were shitty games, but they were pretty, or they had a pretty chick in them. So I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I'm going to have to, follow that and see what happens. And then my phone gives me a message. I pull into my garage after work, and I get this latest news article. Valve says it would no longer police what's on Steam unless it's illegal or trolling. So basically, they're like, you know what? Fuck it. We're done. You can put whatever you want on there. We don't give a shit. We don't give a shit. You pay us, we put it on the fucking thing, and we say, cool. So,
I didn't know you could troll by making a video game.
Well, see, your original article, AIDS Simulator.
Yeah.
There was a Steam sale generator that, emulator, basically, that was simulates when there's a Steam sale. It's a picture of Lord Gaben and everything. You click on it and money falls from the sky because it's all sales.
Yeah.
So, you got to put it in there, because if you don't, then the people that are trolling go, "What? You said we could make any fucking thing."
Right.
And since then, it's been a bunch of articles where they literally put almost copy paste the same title, and then they're like, what's like reaction, articles where people are like, "Well, see, here's the thing. But we've decided that the right approach is to allow everything into the Steam store," Valve says. Because really, go ahead.
He's back on.
Basically, when you're signed into the Steam store, you can set up your store to be customized for you. So Valve's like, fuck it, you can make it look however you want. Who cares? And some of them are interesting titles. I Steam updates game content guidelines will include something that you hate. Steam, the long-running PC game marketplace operated by Valve Software, has consistently run into issues with approved and restricted content and arguments about those guidelines. Have heated up in recent weeks after Valve removed various Euro, games, dirty, and then approved the sexualized violence against women simulator Agony. Users began asking what was up with Steam's content guidelines. So, Valve's Eric Johnson did a blog post. Who gets to be on the Steam store? And frankly admit that his own staff has struggled with the same question until reaching a new conclusion. We decided that the right approach is to allow everything onto the Steam store except for things that we decided are illegal or straight up trolling, Johnson wrote. Taking this approach allows us to focus less on trying to police what should be on Steam and more on building those tools to give people control over what kinds of content they see. So, I mean, if you got kids and you don't want them seeing dirty games, be a good parent and set up parental controls.
Right. Yeah.
But then, go ahead.
I forget, how does Steam just make money through their subscriptions, or do they have to make their advertisers happy and stuff too, like YouTube?
What?
Who does Steam make money from? Just its users, or do they have I really don't use Steam that much, so I don't know if they have advertisements.
I mean, they'll have ads for games and stuff, but really not. It's more just along the lines of you buy it and then they're the middleman.
So they don't really have to worry about anybody losing money from advertisers, or all they have to do is just make their customers happy, right?
Yeah, I mean, people are going to buy the games. They're like, fuck it, might as well buy them from us.
Yeah.
But people are doing commentary, basically. Steam's new anything goes policy is doomed from the start. Valve is responsible for the games that published on Steam, even if it says it isn't. Which is kind of, look what it is. But, excuse me. But, you got that headline and then, this other clickbaity one. Steam's irresponsible hands-off policy is proof that Valve still hasn't learned its lesson. What fucking lesson? How to make money? They know how to make money.
Right.
They know how to make your money. I mean, for a minute, they did have groups like Right-Wing Death Squad's Union. And AIDS Simulator has been removed from Steam, presumably because it violates Valve's still nebulous rules about straight-up trolling.
Straight up.
Screenshot here. Welcome to Africa. You've got HIV. Now you're mad and want to kill Africans that give you AIDS to get revenge. AIDS Simulator is a very short first-person shooter and with boring gameplay, bad graphics, and generic assets. At least they're honest. So,
you know who I bet you loves this game? Roseanne.
To Tsunami. So, yeah, they're basically tired of everyone getting their panties in a bunch. And they're like, we just want to make money. So, fuck it. If you let your kids see the bad game, you're a bad parent. Next.
Oh,
any thoughts, Doug?
Why should their parents have to monitor what their kids watch?
Because they're 5, dude. They shouldn't be able to pull up Grand Theft Auto.
Hey, they're busy. They can't be watching them.
Why not?
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
They gotta go to the gym and get swole.
Ajit Pai's FCC lied about DDoS attack. Ex-chair's statement indicates. I have several articles on this, but
why is he always looking goofy in the picture?
I think he's just a goofy-looking motherfucker.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Kind of reminds me of Baba Booey.
Baba Booey. Balsa
Baba
balls.
Baba
So,
Booey.
Mama Monkey.
yeah. What's his name? John Oliver did a bit about it too, right? Oh, there was a similar DDoS attack over the after the 2014 John Oliver clip. Rachel reporters. So basically, what's the meat and potatoes here?
Oh, I don't know. I figured you had this article too. I mean, I guess it's pretty much what the article says. They lied about that shit.
Wheeler was the former head of the FCC, Tom Wheeler, and they said there was no cover-up of the 2014 DDoS attack because there was no DDoS.
Ooh.
So, I mean, shots fired, shots fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had several other articles on it. Hold on. Hold, please.
Do, 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 do. Please stand by.
Your call is very important to us. Please stay on the line. It will be answered in the order as received.
That music, it always sounds shitty too.
Welcome to Shitty Walk.
She-Walk.
Like that, the music is always breaking up.
Tom Wheeler's advisor said he didn't cover up the 2014 attack because it never happened. A recent Gizmodo report has resurfaced doubts that FCC's explanation regarding the cause of its website outage in 2017. If you'll recall, the event prevented people from posting comments on Chairman Ajit Pai's plan to eliminate net neutrality rules. Pai and a couple of other FCC officials blamed on the DDoS attack and referenced another outage that happened in 2014, which an anonymous high-level official blamed on the same thing. Back then, the agency then, under Tom Wheeler, called for comments on amended net neutrality guidelines that would allow ISPs to sell access to fast lanes. By referencing the older incident, the officials are probably saying that the outage wasn't caused by the massive support for net neutrality. The website has long been the target of DDoS attacks. Problem is, former FCC Chairman Tom Wheeler said the 2014 attack never happened. After the outage in 2017, former FCC IT Chief David Bray said there was a similar DDoS attack after the 2014 JO clip. He was talking about John Oliver's call to arms. The HBO host asked viewers to leave their thoughts on the agency's website after airing a net neutrality explainer. Oliver repeated his plea in 2017 in HBO's Last Week Tonight, and again, Bray blamed it on the DDoS attack instead of the people's response to the host's call. So, yeah, people do make some noise when they're not calling American Idol in.
So I guess you could say everybody FCC through that.
Any thoughts there, Doug?
I mean, were you expecting anything less? Let's just be honest here.
Well, we come to expect it, so that makes it okay.
Excuse me.
It's just, it's like how a lot of people are like, oh, well, everything's funny, so what are you going to do?
Fucking FCC. They
Well, it's like I was thinking like today. It's like it seems like everything in the government is like it's less about trying to protect people than it's just political. You know,
right?
It's like they find people all these millions of dollars like they did with like Howard Stern and stuff for just having the F word when, you know, like a lot of other shit gets through that's way worse than just the word, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. FCC emails show agency spread lies to bolster dubious DDoS attack claims. And look, this story's even got larger type. Oh, man. Yeah, so basically, I mean, they're getting found out. Imagine that, a government office where they keep records on shit. People remember shit that was said and done. No.
Well, it's like everybody, no matter how much you try to compartmentalize things, it's like everybody, shit comes together, because people talk about their job and everything,
FCC shrugs at fake cell towers around the White House. This is one of my stories, but it's FCC related, so I figured.
You do the sound effect, Frank.
No.
The typewriting.
Ding. Ding. Turns out Ajit Pai was serious last year when he told lawmakers that the FCC didn't want anything to do with cybersecurity. This past April, the Associated Press reported for the first time the U.S. government has publicly acknowledged the existence in Washington of what appeared to be rogue devices that foreign spies and criminals could be using to track individual cell phones and intercept calls and messages. But when lawmakers formally asked Ajit Pai and the FCC to investigate the DHS confirmation of unauthorized cell towers in use, Pai gave them the brush off, leading to a big "what the fuck" on the Energy and Commerce Democrats' official Twitter account. Today's insane news, the quote here, brought to you by Ajit Pai FCC, who just declined to investigate reports of foreign surveillance, citing lack of evidence. The same day, DHS Gov confirmed surveillance devices were detected near the White House.
Shit.
When reached for comment, Brian Hart, Director, Office of Media Relations, Federal Communications Commission, disputed the tweet's choice of language and added twist that the FCC won't talk about this in public. Harold Hart told Engadget via email, one of the FCC's core missions is to ensure the reliability and resiliency of the nation's communications network and to promote public safety through communications. We continue to coordinate closely with our counterparts at DHS, DOJ, and the FBI on this issue, and we have not said that we have declined to investigate. Rather, we have said that if we have particularized evidence that certain devices are being unlawfully used within the United States, we will investigate the matter alongside our federal partners and take all appropriate enforcement actions, but we cannot disclose publicly what evidence we may or may not have on this subject. Unlike Hart's statement to Engadget, Pai's letter asserted the Department of Homeland Security has taken the lead in assessing the potential threat from certain uses of cell tower simulators. Fuck this guy.
Damn right.
Hopefully this will make you feel better. A puppy dog.
Aww. What's up, puppy?
Yeah. Name is Zoe.
Hi, Zoe. You're adorable.
Is your dog's been wanting attention tonight? You were saying something about that before.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't do the show until my wife came home. I'm chopped liver. They know my wife's home. They're like, "Fuck you, guy. My mom's here."
Yeah.
By the way, Apple isn't your friend. Apple has been steadily positioning itself as the anti-Facebook for a while now, and between verbal jabs aimed at the social media giant and privacy-focused product decisions, the patient goodwill campaign seems to be working. Unfortunately, Apple isn't going to save us, and now's the time to keep your guard up. Boom, boom, boom. There's likely no other company on earth that has defined its brand more than Apple. Despite many examples that contradict its chosen set of associations, people generally think about perfectionism, ease of use, elegance, and innovation when they think about Apple. And due to its closed system of building its software and hardware in tandem, with its long run as being the relatively virus-free alternative to Microsoft, the company has built a good reputation for security and privacy. Is this just clickbait, Doug?
Take a look
Fucking
at that.
clickbait. Next.
What?
Here's the thing.
Yeah?
There's a reason why Apple does what it does.
Uh-huh.
If
They want
Apple,
money. They want your own money.
if Apple keeps a tight lip on certain things, and let's be honest, they are a company. They make fantastic products, but no, they're not your friend.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's the way that it is.
Dun, dun, dun.
By the way, Doug probably knows about this, but Apple revises App Store rules after rejecting Valve's game streaming Steam Link app.
Yep, know about
Oh
it.
yeah, that.
So,
Yeah, that's what we were joking about the other time. We were like, it's like, oh yeah, Apple, they don't want your games.
right.
They
Well,
don't have games at all.
When it was rejected, originally it was rejected for apparent business conflicts.
Yeah.
Apple's not in the business of, computer gaming.
Yeah, they don't want you playing games.
So, yeah, so they went in and reworked the App Store rules to make it acceptable, I guess.
And so you're saying they buckled then?
They said, we want money. We want your money. And they need that money. You know why?
Why?
Hold on. Just wait for it. Latest class action lawsuit alleges all Apple Watches are defective.
What?
We've recently seen no fewer than 3 class action lawsuits regarding the butterfly keyboard used in the MacBook Pro, and now it's the turn for the Apple Watch. A new class action lawsuit claims that all models of the Apple Watch from Series 0 to 3 series share the same defect. Panley Apple reports that the lawsuit claims that a defect results in the screens cracking, shattering, or detaching. Excuse me.
That's funny because
They got to fix next. What?
My shit works perfect. Most people I know, their shit works perfect.
There's a class action lawsuit, dog. There.
Because people don't know how to treat their fucking devices. That's why.
The lawsuit seeks damages of $5 million. Apple has acknowledged 2 issues with the Series 0 models, extending warranties to 3 years for both swollen batteries, and detached back covers. It later offered the same extension to certain Series 2 models with expanded batteries and identified a separate issue with some Series 3 models showing visible stripe markings on the display. I guess the puppy had to go potty. Doug, are you froze?
Nope.
Oh, your picture just didn't move on my screen. What are your thoughts on that, Doug?
The fact is, some people want free shit.
You don't think that there might be a case?
No.
I mean, if this battery is swollen and the backs are popping off, I don't think it's just because everybody's beating the shit out of their watches. Sounds similar to what was going on with Samsung, except the explodey part.
Because
who knew you'd have to watch out for the watches?
Derp.
Well, check this out, guys. So, I almost forgot this article. We were talking about Valve a minute ago. Or Steam, really, but I had one about... Wait for it. Steam ad accidentally reveals Just Cause 4. There's a... Fucking ads. There's a 4th Just Cause game on the way. It was probably due to be announced next week at E3, but people logging on to Steam right now are getting pre-order ads for it a little early. Here's the full ad as it was served. Zoom enhance here. That's what your ads look like, Ian. You pop up Steam and a little pop-up thing comes up with like 3 or 4 ads.
Okay.
Clicking for details doesn't reveal any additional information or take you to the game store page. It just redirects to Steam's store front page. I can't remember last time I had to write up 2 new game announcements from the same game studio in the same day, even if in this case only one of them was actually meant to happen. So,
Frank, here's the question: do you think the leak was intentional, or did it happen just cause?
He's so proud of
baby.
himself. So see, Steam,
roll.
Here, that was a story about Steam, right? Here's one about Doug's favorite, Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft CEO, cloud gaming will replace consoles after the next generation.
Stupid.
Better start saving up for that PlayStation 5, Xbox 2, or Nintendo Switch. That last follow-up idea is a freebie, by the way. That generation of consoles might be the last one ever, according to Ubisoft's CEO, Yves Guillemot.
Yeah, didn't we do an article like Sony was? It was pretty much like the PS5 is going to be their last console or something.
Oh. After that, he predicts cheap local boxes could provide easier access to ever-evolving high-end game streaming to the masses with cloud-based servers. I mean, Steam basically has made it so you can stream from a computer to your fucking phone.
Yeah.
So all they gotta do is install an app onto the Steam Link. Is basically a little dinky Android device. I mean, why not, right?
Why not?
The Shield actually took off a lot better than I thought it would. Doug, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, the Shield sold 20 units instead of 10.
Right.
But Doug, what do you think though? Do you think the PS5? Because did you hear about rumors about that might be their last console or whatever?
It's not going to be the last console. I've been telling you people since day one that there's no chance that there's going to be any cloud computing replacing your standard consoles for one simple reason. A minimum of 20 to 30% of all U.S. homes does not have acceptable broadband internet. And until they fix that, along with fixing rural areas, there's no fucking way. No fucking way.
Well,
the people jump on the fucking hype train and do dumb shit just because they hear some buzzwords on the internet. Newsflash, you're stupid, you act stupid, and you should feel stupid.
I don't know. I mean, the PlayStation 5, by the time that is out and has ran its course, we might have a different infrastructure by then. Who knows?
Hey, Doug has a good
internet connection. Don't forget, SpaceX is going to be launching satellites to beam our internet down to us, and I can't wait. On to some more geek news here.
Nerds!
Right. Seagate shows off 14 terabyte Exos HD, promises consumer 14 terabyte drives in Q4. Excuse me. Seagate is among many companies that do not announce a new stack of products at every trade show because design-in cycles of modern storage devices are fairly long, and the company is more inclined to meet its partners' schedules rather than to rush something for a trade show. At Computex, Seagate is demonstrating its flagship enterprise-class 14 terabyte Exos hard drive, which was announced earlier this year. So, I mean, the Barracuda 10s and whatever have been like doing really well because they've the Synology devices have been launching with Barracuda drives because they basically had to brand themselves because for a long time their name was kind of mud. And I have no qualms with Seagate. I've always actually enjoyed their drives.
What about the Hitachi drives?
Hitachi? I can't afford them. I'll take whatever's got the most terabytes. And it's cheap.
Well, what are you rocking, Doug? You have all those stuff and you're trying to build servers and stuff. What kind of hard drive space did you get?
Right now, once I get the server up and running, it'll be about 6 terabytes. I think I have shit.
Is that like rated?
No. Once I end up, being able to find something specifically for that to make it a RAID, I'll probably end up running Probably raid 1 or raid 0, depending on what I think I want to go with it.
Ooh.
I didn't like those raids.
Ooh.
Hey, this is what it is.
You want that speed. You don't care about the security of your data. Okay. Hope you don't have a drive failure, dog.
No, his drives are all swole.
Thinking about it. Not a specific. I'm thinking about it.
Well, basically, to be able to even duplicate what I have now, I'd need 15 terabyte. So, yeah. Anyway,
I have an 8 terabyte and 4 terabytes.
Lee and Lee made an RGB power cable because there's not much left to light up.
Are those the power supply cables?
These are like those extensions that everybody made a video on in the same time of the week. Basically, it wasn't really a cable as much as it was a piece of plastic that was attached to a comb. I mean, they made also I'm not released here, but they made just the cable combs that light up, and once you run just a white cable over top of it, when it lights up, the fucking cable lights up. That seemed like a more reasonable device than this.
Yeah, I wonder if they'd ever be able to do like the EL. They call it the Electroluminescent. I wonder if they could make that into like an RGB so you could change the color.
Well, I think it was the guy Bitwit. His actually broke when he was trying to test it because the lead for the power was soldered on, and he was just trying to plug it in, and it broke. So he got a little video snippet of it working, and then it stopped working. But he didn't know it even existed.
Right.
So I mean,
I saw the link that you did with the SSD RGB.
Oh yeah, Paul's Hardware did a video of a build, and they have SSD hard drives that actually have RGB on the casing, basically.
Yeah.
Because why the fuck not? Your goddamn computer is going to look like a rainbow. Why not? It's a box of Skittles.
It's RGB me, baby.
That's right. By the way, Gigabyte will sell you fake color changing RAM. In the link I have where Paul's Hardware goes to the booth where they've got that 5 gigahertz 28 core machine. I don't know if you actually saw the pictures of it. That was using Gigabyte parts. And Gigabyte is also selling, they're getting into the RGB RAM game, and they noticed that, well, you want all your RAM to be RGB, but you might not be able to afford, 64 or whatever gigs. So they'll sell you fake RAM. That's basically just the heat spreaders with the lights, and you'll be able to fill up all your RAM slots for cheaper, or you could actually use a regular full set of RAM with RGB. So either or, I mean, that's cool. It just sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Yeah, I want to know when they're gonna put those 3 DRAM companies in jail already because they were supposed to be investigating them. They haven't gone down at all.
I don't know. I also noticed when I was looking for RGB RAM, some of the companies actually make 4 gig sticks. So you could fill up all your slots for $50 a stick, but it's only 4 gig a stick.
Yeah.
So, but no one will know unless they, actually go into your system settings and shit, but it'll look pretty.
I gotta wait for the RAM to go down because I just want to get my other 2 16 gig sticks to have 64 gigs in.
They have a device I actually found out recently that's a lot like the RGB power supply wires, where basically it's heat spreaders that you screw onto whatever RAM you've got, and then you connect it to an RGB header on your motherboard, and it'll light up that way. But the RAM doesn't actually have to be inserted at all. It's just lighting up the top part, but it seemed a little. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll start. Motherboards need more like RGB and fan headers on their motherboard.
Well,
and they need to treat it like PCI slots or whatever. Just have like a whole array of them on there.
And they're getting there. By the way, I don't know if you saw Inwin's new 307 case. Got RGB on the fucking front, dog. Do you see this?
Oh, yeah.
Dude's got Pac-Man. Motherfucking Pac-Man on his shit.
Oh, yeah. Did you see
Go ahead.
Did you see Linus's video about the CPU core with a display on it?
Yeah. There's two models. One's actually a big one, and the other one's just like a 1-inch.
Yeah.
We've seen countless RGB strips, fans, and even RGB cables here at Computex 2018, but Inwin's 307 ATX chassis instantly drew our attention from across the crowded show floor. In many ways, it's essentially an Inwin 303 with a brand new face, but oh, what a pixel-happy animated RGB face it is. Doug, any thoughts?
Yeah, are you squirting pixels over this?
No.
I mean, you got to admit that's kind of boss.
It's boss.
Meh.
Well, it's like you might as well do something crazy with the front because it's not like you use optical drives or floppy disks in the front anymore,
Right.
Bitch, please.
Does any of you even use like the USBs in the front? Because I hardly even use those,
Nah.
Well, there are some people out there who aren't like you two nerds.
And?
Oh, you're saying people that don't have computers with USB 3? It's USB version 1.
I think Doug's saying he's jealous or something.
Bro, you jelly?
No.
I'm surprised you didn't have this story in. Wait for it.
What story?
Microsoft snaps up GitHub for $7.5 billion.
I did see that. There was a lot of articles today.
The whole thing's going on and people are buying up companies and shit.
Yeah.
This could be good or bad, depending on who you ask.
Well, don't you think like when you see a lot of companies, like weird companies buying or like weird transactions because it's like, one company buys a whole unrelated company, it's like, shouldn't you stick within your industry or something,
I don't know. I was just like not liking some of the headlines. Microsoft plan for GitHub. Make GitHub better at being GitHub. What? The fuck does that mean? Reddit AMA Ask Me Anything with Nat Friedman doesn't really reveal a whole lot. As part of Microsoft's $7.5 billion purchase of cloud source code repository GitHub, the company is installing a new CEO. Once the deal closes, which is expected to happen later this year, out will go GitHub co-founder Chris Wanstrath, and in will come Nat Friedman. Friedman is the former CEO of Xamarin, the cross-platform .NET implementation that Microsoft bought in 2016.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
The main downside I can see with this is like it'll probably be more heavily regulated with what the types of code people put on there. They'll be like, oh well, this type of code is proprietary. Like we have that shit.
Doug, you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, we stop and think about it. It's not such a bad thing for Microsoft to buy a company like that. They really fucking need it. Let's be honest here.
Who, GitHub does?
No, Microsoft needs it.
Oh, really?
Their shit is shit, and somebody can make their shit less shit. Pretty good shit, if you ask me.
Well, it's just a platform for people to share with each other. I still think there's, like Microsoft can't just go in and steal that shit legally. I think there's probably, that you have to obey the copyright on whatever you release on there, right? Because I usually see like this has a GNU license on the code or whatever.
Oh no, Doug.
What? No.
Well, I mean, I'm saying the code on there isn't going to be Microsoft's. It's the users. It's just like a place to store their own code, and share it, I guess.
But still, I mean, it's going to be a good thing that way. Microsoft can get a lot of their shit together because of how badly their source code is written half the time.
Do you think they're going to find some better source code on there and be able to apply it to their Windows?
Somebody in GitHub can clean up half the shit they got. Maybe if they have a source code that won't fucking drop DLL and fucking exe files every 3 months, it'd be fucking fantastic.
Wow, Doug left and rejoined the chat a lot.
Oh yeah, for some reason
I saw that.
So I had to jump out and come back in a couple times.
Is it Google's fault or Apple's fault, Doug?
That'd be Google's fault.
Yeah, because Apple can do no wrong, right?
No, Apple's done wrong before. I'm not particularly happy with a couple of the software letdowns that they've had this past couple weeks.
Yeah, I heard somebody doing a review of the WDC thing or whatever, and it's like, it sounded like it was all just software improvements. Like there wasn't any new hardware shit, was there?
Yeah, it was all software. I thought there was going to be some hardware, at least one thing of hardware this year. There wasn't. I mean, I was a little disappointed, but I mean, is what it is, I guess.
Did you see their market?
It's all soft.
Their shares in the market went down because some Japanese newspaper said that they had heard that their supplies were going to go down by, was it 40% or something? Oh, it's all rumors, scaring the shit out of them. So anyway, why the military can't quit Windows XP? The Pentagon's recent push to upgrade to Windows 10 won't leave all legacy Microsoft products behind. This article is part of Update or Die, a series from Future Tense about how businesses and other organizations keep up with technological change and the cost of falling behind. When most organizations are deciding whether to upgrade their computers to the latest version of Microsoft Windows, they don't have to worry about life and death consequences. One exception to that rule is the U.S. Department of Defense, the nation's largest employer and a global spanning organization that must consider both cybersecurity risk and potentially fatal consequences related to computer failures when making the choice to abandon legacy operating systems such as Windows XP. I'm not going to read the whole thing because our listeners are grown-ups, but I found
like X, please.
I mean, I found this interesting, and you think about it. Their infrastructure, if it's still running on XP, oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Any thoughts, Doug?
Should have gotten a Mac.
How can you be surprised? I mean,
well, maybe they'll get new OS on GitHub.
Yeah, I'll just steal somebody's OS on there.
Oh, it's High Sienna. Don't worry, we can install that on the battle station.
Huh.
NASA finds ancient organic material on Mars. Continuous search despite Doom's warnings. Got the joke there. See, because Doom took place on Mars. See. So, no, really though, NASA, one of their rovers on Mars, dug down into what they assumed was a crater of a previous river or whatever. And they found organic material, which they believe would be like seashell material, is what my understanding of it is. So they said there could be something that was at one time alive on Mars. And they're like, So, but we're going there. I mean, I don't know. It's a long shot. My friend at work tried to find a stream about it, and then he saw it, and he's like, "Oh, that's nowhere near as interesting as I thought it was going to be." But I mean, it does.
What are you talking about? We can't go to Mars. We never left the planet.
Yeah, that's right. It was a soundstage. That flag was waving, man. There's no air in space.
Besides, how do you get there? You can't get off the planet because it's all flat, you know.
Oh yeah, that's right. But back to our articles about computers and new stuff coming out. People are getting excited about PCs. Yes, PCs. And I had to throw this article in here because it basically touches on my own personal thing of I've had people tell me, well, PCs are dead, man. No one cares about that. It's all about console and shit. People don't even build computers like they used to. Bullshit.
Yeah, consoles are all swole. They got the teraflops.
I mean, it's anymore. Building a computer, you can't really fuck it up unless you're stupid.
Yeah,
unless you're special.
Well, it's like I was telling Frank the other week. I don't know if you heard about that. That IC graphite, these thermal pads that you can actually use, and it's Linus did a review on it. And it actually works pretty good. It's like you can get one for like $15, and you could just keep on reusing it. You don't have to worry about a mess of any thermal paste. And yeah, like I think that type of thing would make it way easier for somebody just starting off making, putting a computer together.
I mean, just use if you look back at the old IDE drives and everything, it was a pain in the ass. If you saw a ribbon cable, you go, "Well, I'm done. I'm not gonna mess with this." But,
and that shit, you couldn't get it to bend to all the way to the other side of the computer,
Right now, cables and shit. Now it's almost like old phone cords. You pinch one in and insert, and there you go, and it only goes one way.
Yeah.
So, or you push it in until it clicks, and hey, look how it works.
Or you could just break it like Frank.
Shh.
Ooh. Shh. Oh, somebody throwing shade.
It's not what your mama said.
Oh.
So yeah, I just thought that was, people are getting excited, and I like the thought of getting younger people into it because it really, Fortnite and all that shit run on their esports games, so they run on cheap computers. You can build a couple $100 computer to get them started, and then they'll get interested, just like a car. You give them a little thing, and they get tinkering with it, and they get good at it, and they understand. They want more. I mean,
I'm just waiting for somebody to post a video they had Fortnite running on their Android watch or something.
I'm sure it could run on my toaster, just like Cody. What can't run Cody?
Oh, speaking of,
a
little sidebar here. Finally, in 2018, it has happened.
What's happened?
The original first generation Apple TV. Basically, this guy right here is no longer supported by Apple. Only as local storage. However, you can run Kodi and also apparently run Tiger operating system on this guy. So,
I have one. I just haven't messed with it since they stopped supporting it.
Well, the last couple of small things here and there, basically, just came back and haunted it, and it was basically the last couple vestiges. Is what it was.
Last couple what?
Last couple vestiges of use, it could still connect to iTunes and use things like that, but they finally cut it off.
Oh.
By the way, I'll just Apple Talk made me think about what's going on with Ben, Frank. Is he
He's in an undisclosed location. I do not speak for my brother. I'm not my brother's keeper.
Well, how is he doing though? Pretty good.
He's in an undisclosed location. I cannot give him smoke signals from where he is at. His secret underground bunker does not have a landline. And besides, landlines went out for a day, if you remember that.
Right.
I have an article about that, but I don't care enough to read it. Anyway, MSI made a tiny dragon hologram, and I want it now. Look at this cute little guy. Ain't he fucking cute? Although exact pricing and timing have yet to be determined, the MSI Gaming Premium Stack (GPS) is coming to be your new virtual best friend. GPS is comprised of 4 parts: the immersive G870 headset, a wireless charger for your smartphone, the Lucky Box, the hologram projector, and the stand to house it all. MSI is planning to sell a few different configurations of the GPS. We were able to glean that there will be a $399 setup that will net you everything but the gaming headset, but pricing for the whole bundle has yet to be announced. So, I mean, okay. I mean, people buy those Nintendo, what the hell they call those little things? I forget already. The Amiibos? No, the Amiibos, little figurines and other...
Yeah, I got that, I decided to try that Mario cereal with it has like an amiibo code on the box.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it was okay. It was pretty much just like Lucky Charms, but with like Mario shapes, you know, like the question mark blocks and like flower or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of Nintendo, this guy gave his Game Boy camera a Canon EF lens mount.
Huh.
I had like 2 or 3 articles because once this article came up, it was linked by different websites that had the same fucking story, just different titles and shit. We've seen a Game Boy camera used with a telescope and with smartphone lenses, but photographer Bastian Eckler did something even more unusual. He designed and built a Canon EF lens mount for his. So I guess looks like he 3D printed it. Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I would do something like that.
Look at that crazy shit. Okay, hold still.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, like you can buy you know, like mounts and stuff for your DSLR camera that just like moves the actual lens up farther away, so it makes it focus at a smaller distance, so you could use it like a macro camera then.
By the way, you and I have Asus parts in our rigs.
Asus, yes.
No keyboard, no problem. Welcome to the dual screen laptop era.
Weak.
We keep hearing that voice is the next interface, but the tech world is still pretty darn obsessed with screens. Screens.
Weak.
At Computex in Taipei this week, the world's biggest PC and gaming manufacturers have been showing off their latest kit, and there's one overwhelming trend. Why have one screen when you can have 2? Since the very first laptop started weighing down our legs and our messenger bags in the 80s and 90s, the design hasn't really changed. They've gone thinner, lighter, and brighter, but we've largely always worked with physical keyboards below digital displays. According to Intel's Senior Vice President of Client Computing, Gregory Bryant, the next laptop you buy could look radically different. So basically, the bottom part is a digital keyboard, and it's a fucking screen. So,
now you see, that's kind of a good idea. Like or crazy, I guess, whatever way you want to think about it. They should, you know how they have that like that triple monitor laptop or whatever.
Yeah, Project. What the fuck was it called? I can't remember now.
Well, it's just like at that point, you might as well just like make attachable screens then, so you could just have like a laptop that comes out like a, people have those wallets and stuff that with all those credit cards just flop out.
Project Valerie, that was it.
Yeah, like just have an accordion of just like screens,
Well, this Asus
just
laptop
portrait screens.
has a 5.5-inch display where the trackpad should be. Unbox Therapy, they did a video with that. It's just a little touch screen like on your phone. So instead of a trackpad, you could put the calculator in there or little apps.
All right. See, that would be something up, like Apple would do, but it's like me and Frank, we got to have some kind of feedback, right?
Tactile.
Tactile feedback. Like you would never do those those laser keyboards that project onto your desk or whatever.
No, I got to know that I'm fucking pressing buttons.
Yeah.
But Asus announces an unreasonably fast 802.11ax gaming router. Look at this fucking thing.
It's like upside down spider.
That got fucked by a computer.
Yeah. No, they got fucked by that malware.
Right? It's still early days for the next generation of Wi-Fi, but Asus is getting a head start. The company has announced 3 upcoming routers that all support the new standard, dubbed 802.11ax, for delivering faster Wi-Fi. They're also supposed to arrive sometime this fall. The announcements are headlined in a Replica Gamers branded model, the ROG Rapture GT AX 11,000, which looks like it came out of a Halo level and includes a literal turbo key you can press to speed things up. This router has some incredible theoretical speeds that speak to what 802.11ax is capable of. It has a single 2.4 gigahertz band that's supposed to reach speeds of 1148 megabits a second, and has 2 5 gigahertz bands that each supposed to reach 48,004 megabits a second. There's also a 2.5 gigahertz Ethernet port.
Now, what is like that compared to like the different CAT type of cable, like Ethernet cables? Is it that supposed to be pretty much faster than it even being hardline?
2.5 gigabit Ethernet ports. Is anything even? Those limits will be way beyond modern internet speeds. 1 gigabit is considered remarkable right now, but that means you won't be able to take advantage of them, at least to that extent. So basically, they're like, someday you'll be able to fucking use it to its full potential. Till then, it'll be, It's like you own a Ferrari, but you only drive 2 miles to work a day.
Yeah.
Down a dirt road. And sit in traffic.
Well, it's just like having a Ferrari in the city. I mean,
but I had 2 last AMD articles, and then I'm done, sir.
Okay.
Doug, do you have any thoughts on this stupid, crazy fast router?
AMD's nuts.
I'm actually surprised that we're not seeing more NAS integration right now. Being honest.
Oh.
Yeah, like I agree with that. It's like, why isn't there more routers with like tons of USB shit on there,
Well, I mean, you can hook up anything to a router. You could run multiple routers in your house.
But I saw like at the first advent of the yen routers that we're seeing more routers that had NAS abilities built in. That way, if you wanted, if subset, like I honestly thought we were going to get more modular with the AX band, and actually get ones that had like a hot swap or something along those lines, or even you could put in like a couple terabytes of storage, and
I thought that whole concept really, I hate to say, was dead with the whole the Apple option. What was it? The time machine.
Yeah.
I had a base station and I had a drive connected to it, and I figured it was just gimmicky personally, but
Me?
whenever they refine it and make stuff better, sure, whatever, cool.
Yeah, I was actually surprised we didn't see more of that.
AMD announces Radeon 56 Vega Nano graphics card is available now. And second link copy. I said,
Yeah, you've always been like interested in like the smaller versions of the cards, huh?
well, no, I mean, as long as it's faster and better, smaller is just easier to handle. Because when they say a 2-slot, sometimes it's a 2.5, and 2-slot is really like the way they space out, your PCIe slots. That's the good thing about Threadripper with my consideration for my next build. Doesn't matter which slot you stick it in, it's still going to be 16, speed.
Yeah.
But
It's like, I'd rather it be bigger, so I feel like I'm getting something better then.
Unless it's got bright lights on it, who cares? AMD confirms 7-nanometer GPUs are coming to gamers.
Sure.
So they got the Vega 7-nanometer, Navi, and then next gen. So, I mean, eventually, now that the mining has pretty much slowed the fuck down, hopefully it doesn't pick back up.
Dear Lord, I hope it never does.
Thoughts for either of you guys?
See, I'd figure Doug would be the type of person that would be into the mining with all his stuff that he tries to get for free,
You're not really getting all your free though if you're a miner.
Hey, Doug, what do you get when you drop a piano down a mine shaft? A-flat minor.
Wah, wah, wah.
Okay, so that's my last story for the night.
Hey, have both of you guys seen Infinity War?
No.
I have, yes.
Okay, I will neglect from saying the really awesome Avengers joke then.
Oh, okay. It contains spoilers then, huh?
Yep.
Well, did you see the Deadpool yet?
Yep.
I have not.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I'm surprised Frank hasn't because he's all about the Deadpool.
I'm lazy, and I don't like going out with people. I'm probably going to go in the middle of the day to a theater no one gives a shit about, so I can go in when there's not 900 people laughing where you got to watch it twice.
Yeah, mom and her kids taking her kids even though they shouldn't go there, right?
Well, when a bunch of teenagers, but laugh before the fucking joke's even told. So you got to see it twice to even hear the fucking dialogue. No.
Yeah.
No. Son. No.
Well, I know you're definitely gonna be excited to go see that Guardians, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason that Frank's gonna be watching it. You would watch the Infinity War was because of the Guardians in there.
Yeah, it's the first one I'll be able to watch.
Yeah.
Until Guardians 3 comes out, and that's going to be a minute. But anyway.
Are you guys going to see that? Doug, are you going to go see the Captain Marvel or Ant-Man?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nah. I don't give a shit.
Well, I wasn't asking you.
You said guys. That's plural. So quit your fucking lying.
I said Doug.
No.
That's talking to Doug.
No, you weren't.
Well, you think everybody's talking to you, Frank, so.
Well, yeah. I have a microphone and a headset.
You gotta be talking to me.
You talking to me? You talking to me, Willis?
Frank's the only one you should be talking to. The only one that matters, right?
I mean, I am streaming right now. If I wanted to quit, I could just close and... So really, when I leave, it matters.
Yeah.
Show's over, everybody. Turn the lights out. Let's get to sweeping up. Put these chairs up.
Shit.
You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.
That's right. You can take the centerpiece if you want it, Doug. I don't care.
Now Doug's like, I'm going to make you go home.
I am home. Shit.
Well, bye, everybody. Actually, before we do go, Doug, do you have anything to plug or anything going on? Like, what's going on with your stories and stuff? And
well, still working on the stories. I've been formulating a couple different things for the future as far as other projects as well. I'm hoping to be able to do another podcast hopefully this Sunday. I'm not making any particular promises for Sunday.
Okay, well, you can invite me if you want.
Okay. If I do, I'll be sure to give you a ring-a-ding. Still putting up vids on the YouTubes. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. That's where you're going to see the most action out of me. Possibility I might have another video on YouTube tonight, although I just put one up a couple days ago.
Yeah, you've been getting swole with all those cardio conventions I see on your channel.
Oh, yeah. Cardio is very important. Trust me.
Leg day.
So, yeah, always keep your head out there. Just don't be like Frank.
What's wrong with Frank?
Nothing. He's the boss.
Does he even lift? And that's a no, ladies and gentlemen.
I lift heavy shit every day at work, son.
You got the guns going? No? No?
You got the triple point, Doug? Right.
The triple point right there. See that? Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Look at my underarms, dog. There's no hair there. It means I'm more aerodynamic when I fight.
There you go. Yeah. Don't hate. Can't relate.
What are you benching now, Doug?
My regular, my machine chest press is at 300. I haven't actually done like an actual bench press in ages though. So I just was fucking around and started off with 100. My machine bench press is about up to 160, 180, I believe though. So we'll get that 100 in due time.
What can you do? You do any deadlifts like Furious Pete?
Well, I tore my hamstring a couple years back, so I don't really do deadlifts that much. When I do, it's light deadlifts. So
you try to go straight to the 700 pounds like Pete did?
No.
The road to 700.
Yep.
More like the road to these nuts.
These nuts.
Well, everybody, thanks for coming on and enjoying the show.
Yeah, thanks for having us, buddy. You're the one that invited us on here.
Yeah. Hopefully next week we'll be back to the regular scheduled broadcast with Ian doing his thing and actual.
Yeah, Frank misses his tunes that he made for the show.
Yeah. Here, let me do the outro. Welcome to the darkness, Mr. Wayne.
Boobs.
More than it. More than that.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming on. Have a good evening. Doug's got to go get swole. So.
Hey. Swole is a goal. Size of the prize. It's Gaze o'clock, motherfuckers. Let's go.
Right. Okay, guys. Thanks for coming on.